Hey, welcome back. Let me tell you, if you have a Kreg workbench and you're not taking advantage of all its potential storage space, this video's for you. If you ask me, the difference between a good workbench and a great one is the storage space. Having storage space is so crucial when you're working in a small shop, and Kreg makes a really good workbench. They're strong, sturdy, easy to assemble. They come in a whole bunch of different sizes. But the thing I love most about them is they have the potential for great storage space. And I decided to take one of mine and show you how easy it is to create that space. And first things first, I added a bottom shelf and a backer. That's really easy to do. You just, cut to size and then just attach through the holes already provided in the frame of the Kreg workbench. I just used some simple screws here and my drill to attach those two pieces. And then I went ahead and added my two side walls, which again is the same thing, just measuring them out and screwing them through the already provided holes in the frame. The thing I love about these Kreg benches is you have so many options in how you want to close this thing up. I went with just a pull-out drawer on top and a simple large cabinet on the bottom, but there's so much you can really do here. Next up, I cut some 1x2s to size and added one to each corner, again attaching them by drilling my screw through the holes already in the frame of the workbench. And these pieces are really just there to give me something to attach my drawer box and my cabinet doors to that will be strong enough to hold them in place for me. For the next part of this project, I pulled out my trusty Kreg 720 Pro pocket hole jig because this is a Kreg workbench I'm working on after all. So why not use my pocket hole jig? What I'm doing here is I just put some pocket holes in the two pieces that are going to be the side walls on each side of this bench. And this is where I'm going to attach my drawer sliders to for the drawer box that I'm going to get started working on just as soon as I finish screwing these in. For the drawer box, I just simply screwed the frame together using pocket holes. I mean, there's really no need to overcomplicate this. It is just a workbench after all, so this works perfectly. I got that frame all assembled. Here I am. Check it out. Look how focused I am screwing these screws in. And let me tell you, if I can do something like this, you definitely can do it because I, 5 years ago, hadn't even used the power tool. So you can definitely do this quickly and easily. Anyway, here I am. I just finished that part up and now I'm attaching the bottom, cut it out, added some glue, and you'll see here in just a second when I'm done with the glue. I better put that down, and there's my bottom piece. It's just a piece of MDF that I cut, and I'm just going to hit it with some 18 gauge brad nails to hold it in place and help that glue stick. And then, well, I'll show you. Hang on. So here's where I made a little bit of a mistake. Before I continued with the drawer box, I figured it was a good time to add the top of the workbench because then I wouldn't be able to add it once my drawer slides and everything were in. It would be a bit more difficult. What I didn't realize is I had already made it more difficult by adding my side walls where my sliders are going to attach and those pieces of 1x2 in the corners. I should have added the top earlier. You can see my frustration right there, but a little bit of finagling with it and using, the right tools, and I got it on and was able to move on to adding my sliders. Again, Kreg jig came in really handy there. And here goes my drawer box in. Will it fit? Will it work? Yes, it works. Perfect. At this point, all of the hard stuff is done. I mean, there really is no hard stuff. It's a pretty easy project. Like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. But all that's left are the finishing touches. I added my hinges to my cabinet doors and then added the doors to the bottom of the workbench. You can see here I'm screwing those hinges right to those 1x2s that I added earlier on. at the beginning of the project. I added a little magnet clasp, I think that's what they're called, at the bottom so my doors don't go flying open, and then added a handle to my drawer and screwed that in. Just like that, this thing was pretty much done. Last thing to do was add handles to my cabinet doors, and with a couple of hours work, I now have a bunch of extra storage space in my shop, and I'm probably going to do this to all my other benches too.